when I'm not pressed with having my partner right beside me, trying to pick these at the same time as me, I like to clean them up a little bit. It saves my wife a lot of work when I get home. She doesn't like all the needles here, so we'll try and get these cleaned up a tiny bit here. Like I say, when there's no pressure on with your partner trying to steal all your good stuff here. And they're not huge, but they're good enough to keep, that's for sure. And once you get them into the frying pan, you can't tell their size anyway. That's a little better one. Back out in the bush around Nanaimo. We're actually a little south of Nanaimo. This is our first trip out looking for chanterelles, and it is dry. We've had what's been recorded as the driest September for the last 116 years, so we're not real hopeful, but I hadn't walked very far and I come across the first chanterelle here, so that's a good sign. At least it's something to take back. Well, that's a pretty good sized one too, so hopefully we'll find some more. Well, finally found a second one. They're just barely peeking through the moss, but they're old and past. That can leave its spores right there. Yeah. Too far gone. These came up, I guess, when it was so bloody dry that they didn't even grow to any decent size, so that's what it's slim pickings, but like I say, beggars can't be choosers, so you take what you can get. Yeah, they would have been a good size if they'd had a little bit of rain for them, but oh well. We were kind of hoping that we'd run into maybe a cauliflower up here. They seem to be out at this time of the year. We found one about a week ago. I'll put a picture up of the one that we found. We found it right walking around one of the parks right down in downtown Nanaimo. So, but it wasn't enough to put in a video by itself. So, but I'll show it to you. Yeah, we're definitely going to get enough for a meal tonight. Yeah, it looks like a nice little clump right there. Probably been here for a while, but no, they're all in good shape. You gotta love chanterelles. Well, it might be early and dry, but at least we've found some chanterelles here. These are what are known as white chanterelles, but they're still edible and they're still tasty. Yeah, nice fat ones. So that's good. Well, we moved to a second spot here. We got tired of not finding any more cauliflowers, and there was very few chanterelles in the other spot, so we've come to this spot, and the first thing I find is a chanterelle this size. I'm talking, that is a nice size chanterelle. Wow. Don't see them even in the west coast here. You don't see them that big that often. That's dandy. Well, things are getting better. There's another clump of white chanterelles. We may just get a meal out of this yet. These are just excellent shape. course, at this time of the year, and as dry as it's been, anything is excellent. I can see my picking partner over there bending down occasionally, so obviously he's found something. And I've just come across my first yellow chanterelle here, so I guess it's a start. And a good size too. There's a shot of some white ones. They're so bloody hard to see down in the moss like this. As you can see, there's lots of good stuff there. You just got to get them off the top. And back in there. And back in there. And it looks like there's some more right in there. Yep, sure enough. So there's a few around here. I was beginning to think I couldn't find the damn things. These are the kind of white chanterelles that I like, the ones that are sitting right out in the open where you don't have to search for the darn things. Much easier to find them this way. Good sized ones too. And as you can see, there's quite a clump here. Some of these are just barely coming through the moss too. Definitely a good pocket of them. Well, it doesn't look like I found them all yet. Still finding the odd one. Nice fat yellow, but as you can see from the dark colors, it's definitely been damaged by the rain. Although I guess this side is still edible, so we'll keep it. It's not like we're finding a million today. Look at the size of that one. And I almost walked by it. Oh yeah. Now we're talking decent sized chanterelles. Yeah. And there's another one hiding right there. Oh yeah. Look at the size of them. Much better. Walking down these old roads, old side roads in the bush, you've still got to keep your eyes open because they do show up in there. That nice yellow color that we're all looking for. My wife just found a good sized clump of them right here. And she's run across another bunch down here, so it's getting to be a better and better day. And these whites are nice and thick and solid. Really good eating. There's one thing about it, when you're out walking in bush like this, you really have to have your eyes peeled. They do like to hide. Not only hide, but on either side of the log too. Well, you can see from the stem there that this one's starting to go on past its prime, but the rest of this mushroom will well be worth eating, so we'll sacrifice it too. They are in nice shape for a chanterelle. Hardly any dirt or litter at all underneath them. You really have to have your eyes open. It's amazing how easy it is to miss some of these things. They get covered under the litter and growth here. Beautiful shape. And just an enormous size one too. Something tells me we might have a real good day here. Even though it is so foggy you can't see 10 feet. Some more good sized ones. It just doesn't get any better than this. Well, maybe if we could found a cauliflower mushroom would be better, but doubtful we'll find one of those today. I think it's a little bit too early yet. Another pocket of a few small ones. We'll probably stop and pick these, but they're not huge, but they're definitely worth taking. This is what I mean about chanterelles sometimes trying to hide on you. At first glance, it doesn't look like there's anything there, but if you get in and have a closer look, they do like to hide. Well, it's very early morning. We're out a few miles south of Nanaimo, out looking for mushrooms again. We haven't walked very far, and I come across a pocket of white chanterelles. There's actually quite a clump of them here. This group of chanterelles has been here for about 4 years in a row now. Every year we come back, they're here again. So I guess that tells me we're not over harvesting. That's the good thing about picking white chanterelles. They're always heavier and meatier than the yellows, so there's more return for your picking time. Definitely an added. This is how I like to find my mushrooms, walking along a fairly well-defined trail like this, and right off the side of it, just a few feet, pocket of nice yellow chanterelles. Either these have just freshly come up, or all the mushroom pickers that have gone by here were blind. Yeah, for a little pocket right off the path, 6 feet, that's not bad. Saves a lot of shoe leather. Back out a little bit south of Nanaimo. We've just come off the logging road a couple of 100 feet and run into our first bit of chanterelles here, so the day won't be a total bust, which is a good thing. And another bunch of chanterelles that are trying to hide underneath the ferns. But they can't hide forever. One thing you got to learn if you're picking mushrooms, especially chanterelles, is you want to make darn sure just before you leave an area, you have a look behind you. These are the ones that you usually miss, and there's quite a few here. That would have spoiled my day. Once again, we're back out in the bush looking for mushrooms, and we've walked about 6 feet off the edge of a logging road. He's into some white chanterelles already. They're actually pretty good size here. And while we're picking down at the base of this tree here, he looks up and spots the start of a little small cauliflower. So that didn't take us very long. We've virtually been off the road into the bush here for 30 seconds. Well, there's one mushroom that you kind of have to look out for. They're both very similar in color, this being the chanterelle, the edible one, as you can see what the ridges are like underneath it. The one on the right looks like it could be a young chanterelle, but if you have a close look at it, you can see what the gill pattern looks like there. It comes right over to the stem. They don't go down the stem at all. This is what we commonly refer to as a false chanterelle. So that's the difference. Edible? Not so much. Well, we're still within the city limits here of Nanaimo, out looking for mushrooms again. And it didn't take long. There's a good sign there. There's my picking partner bending over, so that should be a clue something's around. And what we've come across is some, actually that turned out that they're a little bit mature whites, but there's still lots of edible meat on them. So, and the thing is, they're really good size. So they're coming home again. We're in an area here that usually gets picked over pretty well, but
Yeah.
it looks to me like whoever was here either doesn't like white chanterelles or is just not a very good mushroom picker. From the looks of it, they're not very good mushroom pickers. Well, that was Bob bent over, so that's usually a good sign. And it looks like I found a bunch of them right here, so it's turning out to be not a bad day after all. Well, it's not much, but I guess it's something. I'm surprised to see these in this good a condition after the rain we just had. But a couple of them will go nice with a couple of pieces of steak tonight, I guess. So I'll take them. I hate these hills that are straight up and down, but I don't mind when you get to the bottom of the hill if you run across some chanterelles. Makes it a lot easier getting them down here. There's obviously been pickers through here the last day or so, but they didn't get them all. It's actually turning out to be a pretty good day. You can see the chanterelles there, up in there,